Okay, MacMaths, let's do some maths today. Right, this sort of video is just helping you with exercise 10c. So if you've done these already, you don't need to watch this video. It's just going through the questions. It's not any extra instruction. It's just an exercise that's based on these identities. This identity here, which we can write as this one and this one, and tan theta over psi is equivalent to sine over cos. So I'm just going to go through the questions sort of one by one. I'll probably do it over a couple of videos so they're not too long. So watch the video and just put it on pause when you're doing the questions. If you've done them, then you're welcome to watch reruns of Danny's House or Sarah Jane Adventures. Okay, if you're one of my many followers from overseas, you'll have to Google those. Those are programs in this country that all the kids have sort of, you know, between the ages of 16 to 18 watch. Danny's House and Wolf Blood, that sort of thing. Okay, they're absolutely brilliant. My girls love them. So here we go, and I'm just a little bit bored, so I'm just waiting for my sourdough culture, there it is, Sabia, to rise up. Okay, and I'm going to make a lovely sourdough loaf later on. Okay, I might show you how I do that on another video. Okay, but I'm just going to go through these questions and I'm going to use these identities. I've not sort of looked at the questions for over a year because I've not taught them, so I might sort of stumble on one or two, but I'll be okay. I'm a trained professional and I'm also, you know, obviously sort of ultra intelligent. Okay, first one, number one. Okay, if you've done that, 1a, I'll go through these. They start off simple. 1 minus cos squared, 1 minus cos squared, theta. Remember what I said, half a theta is just an angle, same as theta there. So that is just going to be the sine squared of half a theta. That's all. Okay, this one, you can see it's this one here, can't you? Just factorise it to take out your 5, okay, and you're left with 5 sine squared 3 theta plus cos squared 3 theta, and that, okay, is sine of an angle, sine squared of an angle plus cos squared of an angle is 1. So 5 times 1, which is just 5. Simple. Just introducing you to, they're not always going to use a baked bean, they're not always going to use an X, sometimes they might use an A or a B, you know. Sine squared sine squared A minus 1. Well, it's not one of these, okay, so I don't know whether you can simplify that so much. The only thing I can really do is change that sine squared A into 1 minus cos squared A. If I did that, I'd have 1 minus cos squared A. I can do that for that. Minus 1. And you can see the 1, take away the 1, that goes, and you're left with minus cos squared A. I'm sure that's the answer in the back. I prefer it written like that, really, but I suppose this is simpler. But you've got that floating minus. Nobody likes a floater, do they? I'm certainly quite often flushing them away in our house, living with 2 girls. Okay, so we've got sine theta over tan theta. Okay, sine theta over tan theta. Okay, a little tip for you now. Okay, mixing up sines and tans. When you come across equations with sines and coses and tans in, the tans are a bit of a sticking point. But we can always change tan into sine over cos, and then we've all just got sines and got coses, and they're easy to switch between the two. Okay, so get rid of any tans when they're mixed up with sines and coses. So this one here, I'm going to write this as sine theta over, and tan is sine theta over cos theta, isn't it? Okay, now remember that line means divide, and when we divide by a fraction, okay, using KFC, keep, flip, change. So keep the first one, we've got sine theta over 1, we can write that as a fraction over 1, and we're dividing it by sine over cos, sine theta over cos theta. Okay, so that is just this, written out another way, sine theta divided by cos theta, and keep the first one as it is, flip the second one over, so that becomes cos theta over sine theta. Okay, and change the c, divide to times, and you can see that the sine cancels out and you're just left with cos theta. That's that one. Okay, so all of that just becomes cos theta. Easy. 1 minus cos squared, we had one in the example, didn't we, like that. 1 minus cos squared is just sine squared. The square root of sine squared is just sine theta. So all of that, you just end up with sine x over cos x, which of course is tan x. Again, same thing, isn't it? 1 minus cos squared 3a is sine squared 3a. Square rooted is sine 3a. 1 minus sine squared. Where we go, 1 minus sine squared is cos squared, so all of that is cos squared 3a, square rooted is cos 3a. Of course, it's just equal to tan 3a, isn't it? Okay, this one, a little bit more to do. I can see where this is going, so don't be afraid to multiply out. If you're multiplying out, you don't want to make mistakes. There's going to be lots of little bits here. Okay, just spread them out, good maths. I'll do it the long way, okay? Obviously I can do these in my head and so can you, but I'm just going to write that out in full, write this one out in full. Might be getting bored at this time, going why is he doing this? Okay, but bear with me, cos squared x, you've got nothing better to do. Okay, 1 times 1 is 1, plus sine x, plus another sine x is plus 2 sine x, and sine x times sine x is plus sine squared x, plus 1 times 1 is 1, minus sine x, minus another sine x, minus 2 sine x, and minus times a minus is a plus, sine squared x, plus 2 cos squared x, that's on the end. So we've done it all to that. So 1 plus 1 is 2, just be careful. Plus 2 sine x minus 2 sine x, it's gone. Sine squared plus sine squared, okay, is plus 2 sine squared x, and we've got a plus 2 cos squared x on the end. Okay, this here you can sort of see it's 2 plus, if we factorise it, sine squared x plus cos squared x, that's 1, okay, isn't it? So we've got 2, add 2 times 1 is 2, so all of that is just equivalent to 4, isn't it? All that's 1, 2 plus 2 is 4, okay? So that is up to G, okay? So I hope you did all those okay, and you clicked on pause and had a go at them first before you watch me do them, okay? I'll quickly go through. I'm keeping my eye on the time. I don't want to go too long here on one video, only because my battery runs out on my iPad. Okay, so we've got H, or do it in blue, do it and keep the same colour. H, now we've got sine 4 theta plus sine squared theta cos squared theta. We've got that one, and we've got the last one on this, which is I, which is sine 4 theta plus 2 sine squared theta cos squared theta plus cos to the power of 4 theta. I can see the shape of that one already. Okay, this one here, looking at that one might confuse you first of all, and it's just experience that allows me to do this one quickly. You know, if we went sine theta and call that x, and cos theta and call that y, it's a lot easier. You'd sort of probably spot it. So we could then go x to the power of 4 plus x squared y squared. Okay, and if you factorise that, you can take out x squared, can't you? And you'd be x squared plus y squared. Can you see if we did it like that? That's in terms of just x and y, which you're more used to at GCSE. That would factorise to that. And this x squared plus y squared, of course, is your sine squared plus your cos squared, which is 1. Okay, so here what we're doing is we're just factorising it and taking out sine squared theta. And when we do that, we've got sine squared theta plus cos squared theta. Now, you might not spot that straight away. You know, it's an experience thing, and obviously I'm very experienced. Okay, so sine squared plus cos squared is 1, so you've just got sine squared theta. For that one, that's that one. And this one here, again, you may know that when you've got a plus b all squared, when you've got that equation, that expansion, you know, it becomes a squared plus 2ab, doesn't it, plus b squared. You know, when you do it all out, a times a times b, ab plus another ab is that. And that's this shape here, okay? And that's just starting with your, when your a is cos squared theta and your b is sine squared theta. I should have done them the other way around, doesn't really matter, it gives you the same thing. Okay, so you've got a cos squared times a cos squared, which is a cos to the power of 4, and then you know, the middle bit you can sort of see. So this simplifies to cos squared theta plus sine squared theta all squared. That's what that is. You multiply that out, you get that. And of course, cos squared plus sine squared, I don't know why I've done them that way around, silly me. Okay, it's just 1, so it's 1 squared, which is 1. Okay, so that is, you know, all parts of question 1. I hope you had time to click on pause in between those and how to go at those yourself. And if you've done them, you know, I hope I've explained that well for you. Okay, I've got time, you know, it's only been running sort of 10 minutes. And so I'll go through a couple more with you, and then I'll do a pause, and I'll do another little video for the rest of them. So number 2, you've got 2 sine theta is equal to 3 cos theta. Okay, find the value of tan theta. Now, I know, although it's asked you to find the value of tan theta, first of all, this is not like those expressions before. This is going into equations, and later on in the chapter, you know, this is something that we could go on to solve using the cast wheel. We're not going to solve it today. We're just going to write it in terms of tan theta. And when you want to get a single thing to solve it with, remember, you're always trying to get down to x, so you're always trying to get down to either sine theta equals or cos theta equals or tan theta equals, one of these to solve. Okay. You don't want, in an equation, mixtures of sines and coses in general, okay? And whenever you've got mixtures of sines and coses, okay, what you can do is you can just divide through by cos. Because what happens, and you always divide through by cos, because what happens there is the cos goes, doesn't it? And whenever you do a sine divide by cos, you get tan. So you don't want to divide through by sine, because your sine will go, but then you'd have cos over sine, which is 1 over tan, which you don't want, okay? So I'm going to divide, get rid of that for a minute, divide through by cos theta, both sides. So we're left with 3 aren't I, on there, and sine over cos, 2 tan theta, okay? And then divide both sides by 2, and you've got tan theta is equal to 3 over 2, or 1.5. That's it. And there we just inverse tan of 1.5, okay? If we were solving it, we'd go to our cast wheel, we'll get an acute angle, and then it'd be positive, so you'd look for the other one that's equivalent, whatever that gives you, you add it onto 180, and you get it in your cast wheel in this region, and you get those two, between 0 and 360. But this is just what the question is asking for in terms of tan theta. Question 3, we've got sine x cos y is equal to 3 cos x sine y. Express tan x in terms of tan y. Okay, that's what it's asking you to do. I'll rub that out so you're not getting confused. So, what's it asking you to do? Some garbage here. Tan x in terms of tan y, whatever that means. We'll find out in a minute. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to divide through by cos here, because if I do any sine x divided by cos x, I get tan x, and I want things in terms of tan x and tan y. So I'm going to start off by, I'll do it in a different colour. I'm going to divide by cos x first of all, because I've got sine x there. So we divide by cos x, and I get a tan x there. Sine x divided by cos x is tan x. Okay, that's this side divided by cos x, so we get, Maybe, do you know what? Maybe I'll do sine x cos y divided by cos x is equal to 3 cos x sine y divided by cos x. So you're a little bit nervous, I've done it in full. Okay, so I've divided both sides by cos x. That becomes a tan x. So tan x cos y is equal to, that cancels, 3 sine y. Okay, now divide by cos y. Okay, so, and I'm going to, yes, no, hang on. I'll just go divide by cos y, cosy, divide by cos y, there, okay, cancels, tan x, sine over cos is tan, so 3 tan y, okay. Tan x in terms of tan x is equal to 3 tan y. There you go, done it. Okay, simples. All right. It's now 1/4, so I'll go. I've been timing that, so I'm going to stop there, and I'll do question 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sort of a little bit later in another video. So that's the only one to do. You only watch this video and go through those if you're doing that exercise. There's not any more sort of teaching there, but it's just practice with these identities, and I'll leave you to go out, pull wheelies on your BMX, keeping your social distance, of course, or a little bit of skateboarding. Okay, and thank you for listening. Switch that one off now.